Mariah's already here.
Wow.
Wonderful.
Hello.
Hi, Mariah. Hi, Lydia.
We are the Mad Scientists. I'm Mad Frankie. This is Violet Igor. And together we make the Mad Scientists.
And we're going to jump right
Here we
into
go.
it.
And I just want to show you this. My husband just put it together today. Isn't it nice? The only thing is, these go in quite a long way and then you can't get them out. So you've got to make sure you leave them near the front or put a little wedgie in the back.
Yeah.
But if you use these ones.
Okay, Mariah, I've got to tell her to put her headphones on.
Okay, I will. I'm going to. Yes. They're, they're on and I haven't plugged them in yet. Here we go. Here we go.
Better when you plug them in.
Do they? Ooh. You see, if you put the Distress Archival one in, that goes all the way back, you see. So it's that much bigger. And that stays on, fits in as well.
But the Rangers are square, so they're...
Yeah. So if I put that all the way in, it's got that much further to go.
Mm-hmm.
You see?
Hi, Trish.
So, be careful. I'm going to go and take this away now.
This reminds me of a CD stacker. You know, when you had CD movies or CD music and you would put them in their little slot. Did you ever have one of those? No?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, got one in the other room. Yeah.
There you go. The slots are smaller, of course, but that's what it reminds me of.
It's advertised as for distress, you see, so it works better for other ones, I think, like the archival. But I'm just going to take this away now, so I will take my headphones off to do that. It's only going to go over the other side of the room, so I'm not going to be long. I just don't want to spill my cup of tea. So put that behind, and then take this away. And then we'll see what we're going to do today. Let's try not to knock everything over as I go. I've got some stamps to ask you about. I'll probably just knock the camera. Sorry.
Happy Monday, everyone. Did everyone watch Mariah this morning? I was there.
Not to the camera. Bounced it a bit. I have to bounce it again to get the seat.
Hi, Evie.
So, we have here what we're going to be working on. So I'll put this like that. There we go. Now you can see what I've got. I have got loads of embossing glazes here. So I've got antique linen, rusty hinge, bundled sage, what's this one? Lumberjack plaid, uncharted mariner, twisted citron, weathered wood, and mermaid lagoon. So I've got these that I can use because I haven't got folders for all of them. One of them I'm going to have to make a folder for. But here are these colours with their little folders. So I've got, altogether, I've got antique linen, twisted citron, lumberjack plaid, uncharted mariner, slightly empty mermaid lagoon because I don't have the oxide yet, distress bundled sage, and rusty hinge. So we'll start with rusty hinge. And what I've got here are papers that I've been painting. All this is just, a sheet of coffee dyed paper, and I've cut them into the required size by measuring the back there and going, that's about right. I can always round the corners if I want to finish it off. So this will be the one that I haven't got one for, which is weathered wood. That one. But I've got some other distress stuff for it. It's just buried under there, underneath all that lot somewhere. So what we got to do, and I've already done on these, is paint a line of black gesso. Now, I know Louisa Heinzel used black paint and white paint, but I'm more likely to use gesso. So I thought I'd use gesso. So I've used black gesso, which is this Bob Ross one. I've used white gesso, which is the Pabaya one. Sorry about the cough. This great big one. Studio acrylics. And as for the clear, well, I made some myself some long time ago. So I just used that one. It's made with the non-white form of calcium carbonate. You can see it always needs shaking up. But it seems to work perfectly fine on here. And it's worked for me before. So that's what I'm going to do. So what we need to do as well, what Louisa did, was she got a dauber, one of those Tim Holtz daubers, with the embossing fluid already in the little, in the little thingy, and daubed it on. And then she used a stamp pad for the stamp. And I haven't quite decided which stamp I want, so I have some lined up to choose from. And what I was thinking was, I haven't got a dauber to do this line here, but I could use one of these little makeup brushes, the same way as I have with the Distress Oxide and so forth, and just brush some up there. Why not? I think it would work quite well. So I'm a bit wound up with this lead. It seems to be wrapped around a post. There we are. I'm just going to cough for a minute.
I'm still here. Don't worry. I'm watching. I had to make a note of something. But I'm still here, everyone.
I just didn't want to trumpet all over the microphone. So, get rid of that. I've lined up some possibles. Now I've got a frog, but look at the frog. He's too big. Unfortunately, he's much too big. This might work, but I'm not sure. And that might work if I just use part of it, but it's not quite right. Then there's this one. I could use a bit of that. Possible. I really like this.
Yep.
I could use that, part of that, but it's a bit long. Now, this is a stamp with lots of labels on it, made of labels sort of strung together. That could work quite nicely. It's not quite there.
If you're not concerned, go back to the one with the labels and there's the squiggly lines.
Haven't finished yet.
Oh,
this one's a representation of bubble wrap, and that's just about the right sort of size and length, really. I quite like that. This one's rather nice, but a bit long. Let me just get one of these instead of all of them. See, it's just about okay. And maybe this piece, I thought. Not sure. And I looked at these and I thought that number might, but I'm not sure about that either. This one. Maybe not.
Mariah asked, why don't you use your urchin?
Because it's too big. Too big.
Kind of bigger than the frog, even. Or
yes, it's even bigger than. I could use a feather. Thought about that. And then I thought, what about that? I like that. I'm leaning towards that. So it's just the right sort of size. What do you think? opinions?
Well, of all your choices, yep, I like that one. I don't
I
know.
like it because there's some texture to it. It's going to show through what's happening to the embossing powder. It's going to, I think it is. Well, at least we can try it on one and see what happens. The feather was quite a good idea, but it's a bit intense, the feathers. They're a bit, not much showing through. You see what I mean?
So it depends on the look you want, what you want the result to be. So far, that one's the one that grabbed your eye, eh?
It is. I mean, I picked that out of another load, brought in another box full of stamps and hunted through, picked a few more up, but I still like that better than any of the others. So I think it's going to be that one. Louisa Heinzel used some letters, jumbled up letters stamp, a Tim Holtz one. She used partial. So, yeah, well. There we go. So, which one should we do first? Didn't I say Rusty Hinge? Rusty Hinge. There we go.
Buddha suggests you can always try one of each.
Yeah, but I think the idea is consistency, so that you can see what each different powder is doing over the surfaces without concentrating on the shape of the stamp. Therefore, you use the same stamp all the way through. But, like I said, I'll try that one. If it doesn't work, really badly doesn't work, then, give up and do another one. So, I use bits of paper when I do this. So I don't use funny trays and things. I've got a funny tray somewhere, but I haven't seen it for years. So I don't think that's going to work. And I also would like to try some of this, but I'll probably use it on one of these little tickets, little pieces I've cut. And that's chroma crackle, because I do quite a bit with crackles. Probably do some chroma crackle, another crackle, and see what happens in between, Right. Let's start. We can move these out of the way because we don't need them until we're putting everything away. And we won't be putting everything away until it's all dry. Let me uncurl this a bit.
They're noisy out there, aren't they? The crows.
You've got noisy crows?
We
get noisy dogs.
It could be ravens, but it sounds like crows.
Mm-hmm.
The farmers are getting more active and taking down the cornfields, and here come the crows on their migratory path. They'll hang around here for a while, picking at the fields. They don't? Oh. What do I know? I don't know. Watch your language, please.
I can do it that way, or I can do it that way. I'm not sure.
That way.
I think it should be that way. Yeah, from looking at the designs, that would look more like the right way up. I mean, I can't read ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs, but I've got some idea which way up they go, more or less.
Hi, Eddie. Eddie, I had fun watching you make your one-page Halloween card thingy.
I'll put a bit more on there in a minute, but in the meantime, I'll just...
My husband is making fresh guacamole. Is that what you're making? Whatever it is with avocado and lime
Well,
and
we'll see. Now that was very clumsily done. I didn't use the stamp positioning pad. I should have. Oh dear.
uh-oh,
I haven't
plastic wrap.
opened it. Yeah. I've not used these embossing glazes before. I've had quite a few of them, and I think I've used a couple, but obviously not this one.
Oh, that's a lot.
Well, what you do is
I know.
you
Oh,
sprinkle it all off again.
you hope.
Yes, I do hope. It's not too
Oh,
bad.
that's interesting.
What?
The results over there.
Oh yeah. Well, it is not a result yet. I'm going to. Louisa did all hers in one go, but I love watching this. I can't wait. So I'm going to do it right now. That's the only thing I don't like about embossing powder. It always sticks to everything, even things you don't want it to.
I don't think it's as bad as glitter.
No, probably not. So I am going to remove some of the excess on there, because I don't want that little bit. There. And that little bit there. And what I'm going to do, if this works, I'll do the next one on the correct stamp positioning thingy.
Heat gun alert.
Heat gun alert. Here we go. Heat gun alert. You can watch, but I'll turn off the sound. Okay?
It's not that loud. Someone's in the kitchen with Russ. Now look at it pop up like that. Very cool. And the one on the right at this time is just a glaze, right? Whereas the one on the left is a stencil. Ah, Teresa. Yeah, you have no volume. You have no sound. Yeah, come back.
Sorry, that was just rubbed on with the brush. And you
Yeah.
can see where I'm running out of the colour, the ink, where it stopped being so good. But that's rather nice. I quite like it. I think using the stamp positioning pad will probably work nicely.
Hi, Uda. I'm not, and hi, Paula. I'm not working on anything. I didn't have, I was in the kitchen this weekend making stuff. I made a couple good dinners and I made myself a nice big apple puff pancake. It's apple season here.
So if I put that on there, well, let's put this in the corner first.
And I did a little bit of sketching, a lot of reading, and I watched a 1995 version of Pride and Prejudice last night.
Oh yeah, who was playing who?
Colin Firth
Oh,
was,
that one. Yes. Okay.
yeah, it's my favorite. I like the one with Keira Knightley, but the
Yeah.
one with Colin Firth is my favorite.
Yes.
Jennifer, I'm
Good.
not sure how to pronounce her last name. Jennifer Isle, L. It's EHLE
Earl.
or something like that.
I don't know. Is it Earl? Might be
I,
Earl.
yeah, something like that. But I love her.
I think she's pretty good. I did like the one with Colin Firth more.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Although I was not appreciative of him smiling at the end. It ruined the whole aesthetic for me. He's supposed to be the stern, unsmiling chap. And there he goes and smiles. I dare say it's everything, but there we are. Didn't look right.
He smiled when he was with his sister.
No, when he was marrying Elizabeth Bennet.
Oh, I know. But I'm just saying, he did smile also when he was with his sister.
Yeah, but not in the same way.
I know.
Well, he wouldn't. You know what I mean? It just felt odd.
Out of character.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, on his wedding day, I suppose you can allow it.
Are you ready to give this a try again?
Yeah, I think so. So we'll do another one. So that was Rusty Hinge. So that one can go in the Rusty Hinge thingy, like that. And I think that's not too bad at all. Lovely.
And this is all on gesso, which is black, white, and clear.
No, it's on black, white, and clear gesso and the raw paper at the top. It's not quite such a good image on the raw paper at the top, but I'm not sure whether that's because that's what it does, or because I ran out of ink, or because I wasn't positioning it right, or I don't know. Or was it just the coffee paper? We'll try another one. See what happens.
No, Teresa, she's just using, like I said, the base coat is black, white, clear, gesso, and raw paper. That's what's on that paper there. And then she's just using clear embossing. And then the glaze, the matching glaze for whatever color she's working on. Does that help?
So, yeah. So which one are we working on next? Let's do Bundled Sage.
And Uda says it does soak in. Ooh, that cilantro is very strong. Wow.
Can't stand the stuff.
Ooh, yeah, me either. I like it better than the coriander, but wow, I'm in the other room.
It's the same thing. Cilantro is coriander.
I know. I've grown it, so yeah.
So what did you mean? You like it better than the coriander? Huh?
I like the leaves better than the seeds.
Oh, well, I can take the seeds, but I can't take the leaves. Weird.
Weird.
Here we go. Bundled Sage. So, this thing. Trying not to get it all over everywhere, because I don't want it to stamp anywhere else. So let's do that first.
I don't know anything about the resin, Teresa. I don't know if Fran does. It's a product it just doesn't interest me to work with it. It looks cool, but it doesn't interest me to work with it. I remember when I was quite young, my dad used resin in a different way. But I don't think it's the type of resin you're talking about. So Uda says yes on the coffee dyed paper. It will more of the glaze and that will soak into it.
Well, that's why I left some raw, you see, to see if that effect was there. Somebody remind me to open the next one before I start.
Well, do it now.
I've done it now. I've opened it.
Oh, I like that green. I still like it in all the presentations.
I like it too, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to use that one. Let me use this one. I just want to brush this off.
Let's go back and revisit a question I have. I have to write this down, and I'm sure I already did,
Okay.
but never hurts. When because we've seen P do after a pull on her gel prints, she's gone back over them with pencils and pens and whatnot. She's embellished them.
Yeah.
Can you do that over the glazed? Will it?
I have no idea. I doubt it because it's glossy. After all, it's a glaze. So I doubt very much that anything would stay. Perhaps a permanent ink pen would stay on it. But even so, sometimes they wipe off.
Well, it's not that I wanted to use it so much. Yeah, is that one bundled sage or is that one the
bundled sage?
Okay, that's the bundled sage. Yeah. It's not so much that I would want to go over it. I mean, why would I do that when it's already such a pretty color? But I was wondering about like taking a pencil, Prismacolor or something like that, and outlining it, or just putting little bits of highlights on it here and there. Not to overdo it. I just wondered if it would take it, if that glaze would allow any kind of product over top.
Wow. Well, I think you might be able to put acrylic paint splatters over the top.
It is a plastic. Okay, Uda. Uda says it when you heat it and it's set, it is a plastic.
Yeah. So acrylic might go over the top. Look at that. Can you see how? Now let's have a look at this one, because this one did actually get some on here, but this one, it's almost like there isn't any on the raw paper.
Oh yeah.
Interesting. So I've got to try and put more on the raw paper. I do like these effects though; they are very.
Oh really,
nice.
Teresa? I would, Evie. I would try it and let you know, but I don't think I have any. I might have one type of embossing powder, but I don't have. It's a generic, I'm sure. So I don't have anything to test with. I know I don't have a clear ink pad, an embossing ink pad.
Now, in your opinion, folks, do you think that's a good stamp to stay with? Or should I try something else?
I like it. It's not one flat stamp. It's got detail.
I like it. I like it myself. Well, we'll stick with it. We'll stick with it. So that's all right.
Abby says no.
What? What, Teresa? They sell what for $1 each on Ranger Ink website?
I think the embossing powders. Is that what you're talking about, Teresa?
What?
Well, let's just go over there and look.
Broader lines would be nice too. Yeah. Well, you can see it shows up well on the white. So I don't think that's a fault of the stamp. But I could try another one. One of these, maybe. That's a little small still, like the Egyptian one. How about a partial of that? What do you think? The cogs and gears.
No, that can't be right. It's not the embossing powders. It's half off, half off the embossing powders. Okay. Let me go look. Oh, it's not the Ranger ink ones though. It's a different brand. It's not the Tim Holtz or it's Wendy. That's the embossing powder watering can. Oh.
Watering can. What I want to know is when are they going to bring back the embossing powder, the matte, not the glaze, the powder. That's what I want to know.
Oh, and that's true, Teresa. She's not using embossing powder. She's using the glazes. Thank you, Uda. Yeah, dummy.
Let me just test that for position. I don't think it's
see
quite right.
For $1. I do see the glazes $5.99, like the speckled egg.
That's more what I would expect them to be.
Yeah, $5.99.
Oh dear. Cack-Andy Dan have stuck the two magnets together. Don't do that, folks. Don't do what I do what I say. And don't do that. Okay, so let's see. That's not going to work. Well, that might. Okay, let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. What colour are we doing now? Uncharted Mariner. Probably work wonderfully with Uncharted Mariner.
I like
it's a nice
that.
Dark colour anyway. So we're doing an Uncharted. Let me pop that one in its correct place now that it's cooled down. Right.
What's the difference between the glaze and the powder?
The powder is matte. It gives a lovely grungy look.
Okay.
The glaze is gloss. It doesn't.
Okay.
That's good. Good, that one's open. Right. I do like these embossing pads. What are they made by anyway? Oh, Sukineko. That's it. Sukineko.
If you had a splotchy rubber stamp, like the splotches on your card above, that would be cool.
Yeah. Well, tough. I haven't.
Okay. Never mind.
Right, let's try and be a bit quicker this time. I probably just smeared that with my finger, you know. That's probably what I'm doing every time, smearing it. It does look as like it's already soaked in.
Yep, that's what Uda said. It's so you could just um next
Uncharted
time
mirror
you
now.
see if it is your finger. But I think Uda's correct. I think the paper, the uncovered paper, just absorbs it, sucks it right up.
Well, that is why I'm doing the clear embossing. It's exactly why I'm doing the clear embossing. That's why I use it in other things as well. Yeah, that's why I decided I was going to try it out. It's something I do because I like the background of things, but I want other things as well. Well, we've got something. Yeah. Use this to clean the edges. So I salvage some more powder. These things are so expensive. I don't feel like I can just throw stuff away. I know some people do. How on earth they manage it? They must be funded by Ranger or whoever it is they're doing it for. These are the little makeup brushes that we use for blending and things. Rather nice. I like the multiple uses.
Okay, avocado guacamole. I'm sorry, guacamole is got to marinate for a while, and then maybe I'll have toast and guacamole for dinner.
Okay,
Let me see again.
I'm going to do this one. I think that might work a bit better. Maybe it's just a
Yeah,
slightly bigger, more open.
I can see it, Paula. If you said anything recently other than that, it didn't show up. And Uda says it's glossy and transparent, meant for tinting.
So it shows some colour through. So when you
So,
see it on the clear embossing, you're seeing the clear gesso. You're seeing the colour of the glaze with the paper, coffee
okay.
dyed paper behind it. So it's showing through the coffee dye.
Okay, Paula. Thank you. Um, yeah, the gears is showing the results more defined.
They're, yeah,
Can you
they're
move that one up?
showing
Yeah.
they're showing that it's more ephemeral at the top,
Yeah.
more transparent. Well, not so much transparent as not a lot there. So
Yeah.
perhaps next time I'll try this and use the facility of the stamp positioning thing by re-inking and doing it again. Yeah, that may give us a bit better effect. But I like how you can see how the glaze is making the black glossy without imparting a great deal of colour. You can see a little bit of the colour there if you angle it correctly,
Yeah, it's
but only
purplish.
really on that. Yeah, sort of bluish. But looking at it with my own eyes, I don't see a lot of that blueness. But in the camera, it shows up the blue a bit better,
Well, and
which is odd. It's
it gives it a bit of texture as well as color, doesn't it?
yeah, it does. Well, you
Yeah.
get more texture here. It's fainter, don't you?
I agree with Evie. Evie says I love that. Yeah, me too. Yeah.
So I'll do another one with this, and I'll try repositioning the stamp and stamping it again, in other words. So what's this one? This one is Mermaid Lagoon, and I've got Mermaid Lagoon, so we can get rid of that one and that one. I haven't done Weathered Wood. We'll put that one back over there. Mermaid Lagoon, let's make sure I've opened it first, because you know that takes time and gives the embossing ink time to soak through into the coffee dyed paper, which we'd rather it didn't.
Yep, I think that's what, yeah, that's what Yoda's saying, is your ink is getting soaked in, so it's not available to hold the powder.
Yeah. So we want another one for that. Grab another one from here. There we are.
So that's on all of them. It's doing the same thing on all of them. So it's obvious.
But it's not so wasn't so noticeable. With the darker colour of Uncharted Mariner, and possibly with the greater openness of the stamp I was using there.
So the top of the stamp, the stamp part that touches the untreated paper, just the straight up coffee dye, maybe you can dauber that in the ink pad a little more heavily.
Well, that's what I'm going to try and do here now. You know?
Yeah.
I'm going to try and do a double shot.
There you go. It can only take so much, though, right?
That might give us a stronger image. We'll see. Have I done that the wrong way around?
I thought so.
Yes, I have. I've done it the wrong way around. Diddles.
Yeah, it's got to go that way.
Yep, it's got to go that way.
Yep, Evie likes this stamp better. I agree. It's got more detail, more larger detail.
I think it's because it's got more open areas.
Well,
the other one had tinier detail, didn't it?
Also, because this one is more identifiable, and the other one, don't know what it was. We know this one's gears. We're smart people. We can see that.
Yeah, okay. If you say so.
But that other one, wow, that was just hieroglyphic. Yep, that word.
Yeah, them things.
Yeah, them funny pictures.
Hieroglyphs, yeah.
Yeah, those things.
Do not knock over my tea, please.
Well, that's why it sticks to the paper, because you're doing it on the paper. A little bit might get on there. You don't realize it.
Yeah. Well, that's what it's for.
And so it's sticking when you go to pour it out, it sticks right there.
Let's see. Mermaid Lagoon.
Oh, I like this one already. Isn't that beautiful blue? Blue's my favorite color. Sky blue. And this card, the markings on it, is one of my favorites.
Yeah. They worked rather nicely.
Yep.
The thing is, I mean, we're arty people, so we don't do things just as a generic thing. We like to impart some art into what we do. Right.
So that one, the clear the clear is there. I see the difference. So the so the straight up coffee dyed. See that line right there? That's where you went over the card.
Where it was.
Yep. And it stuck.
I know. Yeah.
That's why you dauber it on one sheet of paper and you pour the glaze on another.
Yeah.
Hieroglyphics. See, I can talk.
Can ya? Ooh. Sorry.
I pronounce my words.
Oh. Ooh, the clever baby.
Mhm.
Right, let's give that a nice whiz. See how it comes out. Come on.
I like
Ah,
this. What was this one? Great.
mermaid,
Mermaid. Okay.
mermaid lagoon. I think I've ordered a oxide for it. It should be here maybe tomorrow. Probably Wednesday though.
No, so far, so everyone knows, so far we do have a stream prepared and set up for notifications for Friday. Wednesday, no, as far as I know, unless she changes her mind on me again. Nope.
Well, it's like this, you see. I'd love to do a Wednesday, but I've still got this beam coming
Yep.
and my back is not great, so
Yep.
I've got to pace myself a bit.
Yep.
I'm sorry, guys, but I have to.
I think you should.
I've got a lot to do to get ready for the beam, so
You
I
haven't
don't want to
finished
be doing it too
rearranging
fast.
things?
Sorry?
You haven't finished rearranging things yet?
No, I've got to do the fridge, the little
Oh,
fridge, and bring it in.
yep, that's right.
And I've got to, I think I really ought to clear some stuff out of the room above, the one next to the room that they're going to be doing the floor in, because they might need to pull the carpet up and get to the electrics underneath, and they run underneath the other room.
Fran,
So,
Fran,
yeah,
can I
yes,
interrupt for a minute? Would you go look at
sure,
chat real quick?
sure. Oh, Louisa, how marvelous! Look, I'm doing your swappy thing. I've gone all funny. Doing your swatches. Look at this. Mermaid Lagoon. Hey, isn't it lovely?
Hi, Louisa. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here.
I had the idea, Lisa, of using clear gesso as well as the black and white because I use clear gesso a fair bit because I like coffee dyed things to still be visible. So I thought there was a good idea to use that to show the difference between the plain paper and the clear gesso. I just used some ordinary stuff I made myself ages ago. You've got to shake it every time. It's quite liquidy, but it works perfectly fine. You can see how much it works with the difference between the two areas.
And she asked, does it change on clear gesso? So,
Yep, clear gesso, clear paper. So that's with the gesso, the clear gesso. That's without, just the paper. You can see it's more spotty and bitty. That could be a feature of the paper because it's only very thin stuff. It's just some ordinary paper, copy paper that I took out to play with making coffee dyed papers. And look at that lovely colour on the. Again, it's showing up a lot better. I can see a bit of the blueness with my eyes, but you can see it a lot better on the film, on the camera. Through there.
can you see her comments or do you want me to read them to you?
Yes, it does. See, it does. Look how far I've got. I've done that. And I haven't done that on this one, but I have on another one. You want to see that? Let me show you.
Yeah. Yes.
Let me show you on one of them I've done. One I've done. I haven't got one I've done. Just a minute. I'll find one. There's some here. I've got more here that I'm going to be doing.
Watch out, you're hitting the camera.
Sorry. So these are the ones I'm planning on doing, you see. So I've got a few extras ready with no name or anything because I've got so many flipping distress things.
Well, I can't say it with Luisa's accent, but
Here we are.
That's crazy. I learn something new every day. Thank you.
I also did spraying with the oxide and the ink using an inner page added on torn edged paper because I wanted to see what would happen. You can see the torn edge here really quite clearly. That paper goes all the way to there, and that's the torn edge, this bit here. So I thought that was going to do. So I used a thicker paper that I'd done with, thicker than this stuff. It's more sort of watercolor paper type stuff. There we are, you see, like that. Quite stiff watercolor paper. And I used rice paper next to it. These two are rice paper. This is glassine, these two, and these two are a thickish tracing paper I used. I love that. That's lovely. So I just thought that was a neat idea, adding that. So there we are. There's Mermaid Lagoon. Done that one. What else we got? Lucky Clover. We can do a Lucky Clover.
So you put your Mermaid Lagoon jar over there with the ones that are used.
This?
The Mermaid Lagoon.
Mermaid Lagoon.
Move it from left to right. So you know you've already used it.
Yeah, it's over there. So I've got bundled sage, rusty hinge, uncharted mariner. What's this one? Vintage photo. I've got vintage photo. I can do vintage photo.
Louisa says, I didn't expect that I get new projects to do with watching this stream. We need to do that. We don't do that with the edges. That's very interesting. I think she's referring to your torn paper edges.
Yeah, yes. Because I found that that happens with other things. You see, you get a more speckled area there. With the oxide, it's giving a flat, chalky appearance here. But on this torn edge, it's doing something else. It's more of a brown there. So that's why I used the thick paper, so as to be able to get a good amount of the white paper, torn white paper edge to try it on. So worked out quite nicely. Vintage photo. Where are we? Vintage photo. Have I got vintage photo? I'm fairly sure I've got vintage photo. Done rusty hinge. Where's vintage photo gone? No, that's walnut. No, I haven't. I don't seem to have the vintage photo. I thought I did. Maybe it's one I've ordered and it hasn't come yet. See, Louis, so what you've done is you've caused me to spend loads of money. I don't need a lot.
Blame her.
I don't need much persuading. So we'll do this bit first. Pop it in position.
You'll want to align your camera again so that you're fully on screen. There you go. Yeah. That'll do.
There we are. And this piece, remember which way round it goes.
Yep.
Way round. There's the stamp pad.
I honestly thought the little bubble pop-ups were on the outside. Maybe.
Sorry? What?
Well, I thought that you put that the stamp goes on the other side of that piece of plastic. And you see how you press down?
Yes.
So those corner pop-up, those corner buttons or whatever those are, do they prevent you from pushing? Yeah, do they prevent you? Oh, okay.
They compress.
And still they're still thick as the stamp. So I wondered if they prevented you from pushing the stamp down.
Nope. Nope, they don't. They're nice little thingies. So I'm doing this twice. I found that I get a better impression on the paper. We've got more ink on the paper, which is absorbing it too fast. See, on the early one, on this one, there's a less of an impression. And on the bundled sage, it's barely there at all. Yeah. So
Sucked it
that's
all
why
up.
I'm doing that. Yeah. So there we go. That's that. Take it off here because then, see, Louisa, I didn't have one of those stamp dauber, one of those embossing fluid with a dauber on it. I didn't have one of those. So what I've done is I'm using the same stamp pad I've just used and one of these little brushes in the same way as I have with the um, doing the front circle.
I agree, Eddie. That Ranger should, Eddie says Ranger should send you some products to test.
Yeah, and can I have the embossing powders, please?
Well,
Oh, I'd love some of those. They were brilliant. I'm sad.
yeah,
They're very difficult to find now.
what you just
Very
said
difficult
to
to find.
Louisa, she said that's very clever.
Well, you have to find ways around things, don't you? So what am I doing now? I'm doing twisted citron. That's what I'm doing. This one I've used before. Ooh, it's like pouring limes, powdered limes on.
It's beautiful.
I love it. And then a clean brush to make sure I don't miss any.
And yep, watch where your fingers go,
I'm trying to.
which
Being
now it's
very
already got the powder on it, so it's okay, I guess, but still. Yeah. Oh, that's pretty. Gets prettier.
nice. Nice.
Yes. Look at a green chicken. Too late.
Oh, look, Lisa, I also had an idea to use some crackle for this sort of thing because I love using crackle. Yeah, I seem to have more than when I started.
And you're not done yet.
So I'm going to do another little insert, or
Yeah.
possibly on another one of the pages. I've only used two of those inner pages, so I've got the backs of them, and I'm going to do some crackle on them. So I use quite a bit of different crackles. I love using different crackles. So I've got various different ones. And I thought I might use some coloured ones. The chroma crackle, which is my favourite, it gives a gorgeous crackle. It really does. But it dries white, so I can use some colour, like something like the paint dauber, to put over the top. I thought that might be a lovely thought.
This is why she's called Mad Frankie, Louisa, because she's the mad scientist.
I keep coming up with these strange ideas, and mostly they don't work. But there we go.
Well,
sometimes they do.
Julie did got a little mad this weekend, and that's what I said. If you ask the question of what would happen if you do this, that, or the other thing, I would say go become a mad scientist and go do it and find out.
Yeah, and then you can post in the Mad Scientist group.
Yes.
I could do with some more Mad Scientists posting in there. I'm posting in there myself.
Louise said, we would, not me, but this is what she's saying to you. We would be a good team of scientists.
Yeah.
I agree. And Eddie says, Fran, I'd love to watch you do the crackle. I've tried a few times with no luck.
Well, the thing about the crackle is what I'll do is I'll do some beforehand because the chroma crackle in particular, you have to leave a fair while. So I'll do some beforehand, but I'll do some on camera as well. But I'll just have to leave it to, because I don't like to use the heat gun on this because the heat gun produces bubbles and it makes the crackle swell a bit. So you don't get the crisp edge you would get if you let it dry naturally. And I like that, the crisp edge.
And Louise has a question. Louisa, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly. She says, is that crackle you've just showed gesso based? The chroma.
Oh, I don't know. Chroma crackle. I don't know. It doesn't say.
How would you know? Hi, Barbara.
With acrylic color, allow to dry. The color will show between the cracks. Chroma crackle can be blended to tiny amounts, up to 5% of acrylic paint before applying. I've done that before. For further instructions, project ideas, and technical advice, visit www.chromacrackle.com. There's a phone number there as well. I don't suppose you'll be able to see it because my camera doesn't like focusing like that.
Yeah, I would suggest go to the website, go to the manufacturer and look for the, they usually have paperwork on that, literature on that explains more. Louisa says you put it over acrylic?
Yes, you certainly can.
Yeah.
That's not there. What have I done with it? There it is. Twisted Citron. Lovely. I do like Twisted Citron. It's a lovely colour. There we go. That's not bad at all, that one.
Beautiful.
With the second stamping, you do get a better impression on the paper, but you really need it when you've got the bare coffee paper.
Yep. A little extra dauber, a little extra of the clear marking.
Of the embossing.
Yeah, that one came out really with the extra. That one came out really nice.
Yeah. Look at the lovely sort of bubbliness on the white.
Up so I can see that black. Oh, too close. Back up. Yeah, see, I could see it there. Not so much with the blue, but with the green you can. And I just want to, I want to touch it because it has texture.
Yeah.
Doesn't it feel good?
Yeah. Feels slimy. So, antique linen. I've got an antique linen one. So we'll do an antique linen one. I haven't done the inner on this one. I've only done a couple of the inners. It takes quite a while to do because I've got to stick them all down, let them dry, and so forth. I do like vintage photo, though. Isn't it a lovely, lovely colour? Isn't it beautiful? I think it's, look at it on the back there. It's just wonderful. Oh, and I used a different stamp to you, Louisa, because this is more me, more sort of mixed media-y. I don't know. I like it. Besides, I wanted to be able to see around it, you know. And your method works beautifully. I hadn't done that before, that method where you stamp first using the stamp positioner, stick down the circle, and then stamp again. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much for that. Very gritty surface I've got now. Right, move that out of the way. And we'll
Still better than glitter.
What's better than glitter? Embossing powder?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see you do the glitter, Louisa.
No. You were saying you've got no. She didn't do glitter.
Okay.
What I mean is the glitter.
No, she had glitter and said she was going to do it. You see, but I didn't see it.
No, I didn't mean to confuse you. You mentioned that you had powder, messy powder, and I'm
yeah.
It's better than messy.
It's better than yes, definitely. You're right there.
Didn't mean to confuse you.
Oh, it's easily done.
That stamp is absolutely gorgeous.
It's the gears, is it? Yeah. It's a pity I haven't got my laser expertise up to the mark yet and been able to make any of my own stamps yet, which I would love to do, but it's taking a while understanding that laser burn.
I have to put this out there.
Yes.
I have to do something. You just keep on doing you, and I'm gonna do my job over here.
Okay. I'll keep on doing me. I don't think I can do somebody else.
Seeing how Paula brought it up,
The Plague Doctor, yeah. He was fun. And that was all because of Kirsten, Queen.
Quirky Queen.
What's her name? Quirky Queens, that's it. Quirky Queens.
She's my adopted daughter, Quirky Queens, out of she's in Scotland, she's in Glasgow. Paula is, so that Louisa knows what we're talking about. Paula is referencing the fact that Fran designs her own stencils, and they are sold exclusively by PM Artist Studio. And there's the link to them if you're interested. And Paula, let's not forget, Paula designs her own also.
Yep. And I was just saying that the reason I did a Plague Doctor was because of Kirsten doing plant material on the gel plate. Mm-hmm. And on one of those prints, she came up with this marvelous complex image. And I could see a Plague Doctor in it, with the goggles and everything and the big nose.
Yep.
So I just asked her permission and created a new stencil.
And that's what they're talking about. The Plague Doctor is a stencil. And Paula said she went to the website, and the Chroma Crackle is not gesso based.
Oh, I wonder what it is based. I think it's probably a secret recipe because it was created with the urgings of Michael Domain because he wanted a better crackle, and he got it. Antique linen.
Okay.
Haven't done antique linen, have I? Am I doing antique linen now? I am.
I don't think you.
Just check.
Right. See, it's not open, so, or maybe it was. I don't know. Boy, there's not much in there. It looks like you've already used it.
Yeah, I think I did use this one a bit before.
There's a gnat in here that, I'm sorry, but if you hear me scream or clap my hands, you know I've got it.
Uh-huh.
The little fucker won't leave me alone. This is what happens when you're live. Thank you, honey. Yep. The little thing bug. All right. This reminds me, antique linen reminds me of a skin tone when you see it down in the jar.
Yeah, that's a bit, doesn't it? Reminds me of Sahara Desert, actually.
Mm.
That's in the empty quarter, it looks like that. Found a big fossil, simply by going backwards, a bit forwards, turn a bit to your right, as he was trying to get out of a sand trap. And then I looked down at my foot, and there was this marvellous fossil right by my foot. And what does he do? We were there for about 3 months in Oman, and he left it behind when he left Oman.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Only a bit stronger.
All right. Heat gun alert.
Heat gun alert. Here we go. Heat gun alert. I really like this one because I got a nice print of a fern on this coffee bag. Oh, lovely.
That really, you know what? It's so close to the color of the coffee paper,
Yeah,
but
it's nice, isn't it?
yeah, yeah,
It's funny though, it gives more intensity of colour on the bare coffee paper. You see that? It
yeah, I
actually looks
do.
slightly darker, very slightly, than it does on the clear gesso. How intriguing. But it's a lovely, gentle, subtle colour, isn't it? It's not in your face. It'll go great with tea dye. I haven't got tea dye. No tea dye. Oh. So that's antique linen. So I want to do weathered wood. It'll be a good start because I haven't actually done the rest of weathered wood yet.
So I think in answer to Eddie, quite possibly, um, you'll do a crackle today or tomorrow, and so it'll have time to dry. And when we come back Friday, you'll have one. You could do
Yes,
one
I'll
on
do a few crackles because I want to do more than one crackle, you see. So I'll
right,
put some crackle paste down. What I'll do is I'll spray the colour or uh, do a similar thing to this because I don't want to cover that up. So I'd
right.
probably do the similar thing to that on the card or on one of the inside pages. So because these are not attached yet, but I'll be putting the torn papers in here, but I haven't put anything here or there yet.
Yep. You gotta
So I
go
can use one of those for it. So I could use one of these and use a combination of the two sprays, you know, the oxide and the ordinary one, which I must have because I've used them both on here. So that's what this is for. So I could do that and then use crackle on top of each one to see what happens and what it looks like. That would
right.
be lovely.
So you could have some pre-made and ready to show
And
on Friday.
I'll do one live,
Yes.
but
So
they
Eddie
take
can,
so long to dry, you wouldn't see it, you know?
right.
Plaid. Got to do lumberjack plaid.
So basically
Haven't
show the technique you use to apply it and then set it aside
yeah,
to dry and show the results. Hi, Colleen. Fran's crackling crackles. Yep.
there we are. There's some more there. I knew I had more
Evie
somewhere.
says you should try it on dry embossed paper. I think she's using paper and products that she would usually use for now. I mean, she could add that down the
Yeah, I
road.
can always, as I say, I've got the inner pages, and there's nothing to stop me putting another inner page in. I was just
Right.
going to get a bit fat trying to store it, but there we go. I don't have peacock feathers. There's lumberjack plaid.
And this goes back to the original doing these, following Luisa's uh, video inspired by her, which I need to go
By
look
all of them.
at, by the way.
There's about 5 or 6 videos in it.
Yeah, exactly. It's a series. They're
Uh-huh.
yeah, lumberjack plaid. I love that. It's a way to do inventory on the colors that you have and
Yep.
how you might use them on products that you have or usually use, commonly use.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
so if you're not one to use dry embossed paper, why bother? You
Well, I
know,
do occasionally, but I usually paint over it, like I did on the front and back cover for the coloured journal. Yeah, Louisa, I'm doing the two journals as well, by the way, the grunge one and um, the other one. And for the other one, I didn't go pale like you. I went wham with colours. That's me. I like going wham with colours, so I did. Have to put these this side because the stamp takes up all of that.
So I'm going to post a link for to Louisa's channel
Good.
to where Fran was inspired by this. This is part 1 of oxide inks, and this is where she used the circle and the stamp initially.
Yeah, like this, which I've now done on some of them.
Yeah, see right there. So the part 1 will show you that business. And if you from there, if you follow Luis, you'll find the rest of the series.
And another one. You can see
Absolutely.
the impression there, fading nicely. Oh.
In fact, if no one's been over to Luisa's channel recently, she's got some dried gatherings, papers. They're beautiful. They're in my cart. They're beautiful. I'm just saying. If you do that, over on her Etsy.
Bits everywhere.
Etsy? Louisa says, I'm constantly asking myself why I didn't know your channel. Well, I'll tell you why, Louise, because Fran is Mad Frankie, and she's usually over in the corner quietly working, and every now and then you hear a cackle. That's Fran.
That's right. Yep. That's what happens. That or a small explosion. Oh, something else I wanted to do. I wanted to do a page where I could put some of these on because I use these quite a bit. They're just stays on ink stamped images on tissue, like the carnival tissue. But I use those quite a lot, and it'd be nice to see them on coloured pages, coloured with the distress, to see which one looks nice on it, you know, because I do that quite a bit. So sometimes you don't realise that the spray you've got in your hand is going to just obliterate it. So it would be nice to have that example there. There we go. That's done. What am I doing? Lumberjack plaid. That's what I'm doing.
Lumberjack plaid. We all loved this one Friday when you did it.
It was. Look how different it is to the label. The label's a sort of funny brown, but it's red. It's definitely red.
Yep. And I actually put my plaid shirt back on today. The one that. Yep.
It's the same color as a plaid shirt. It's
not like bring my shirt up. See, there's the plaid. So it's so close over there. Now that it's fully dry, you know, and not so fresh and wet, it really goes with it.
Yeah. Well, it was going with it pretty well yesterday. Friday.
Yeah.
I've lost track of what day is what.
And that's just because we were having a discussion about blood red and plasma, and that's down there over your black. That's what makes it look plaid. Look at that.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's not heated yet, don't forget.
I know, but even if it weren't, it looks really good with my shirt.
This is the one I recently got, and I went a bit mad and got almost everything. I didn't get everything because I'm not convinced about the little badge. I thought it was a little compact with some special stuff inside, and I was trying to find out how to get at it. Didn't realise it was just a badge. But then I don't go to places where I could wear such things, so... You know, I don't go to...
Well, you're not going anywhere today and you're spiffied up.
That was just to show you.
Well, I think you
and to sort of find a reason for having spent an hour threading the darn things. It's just a necklace. That's all we're talking about.
Yeah.
That I bought the beads for some time ago. and they weren't threaded very nicely. They were on stiff fishing line, and I didn't like them. So I ordered some nice silk, waxed silk thread for jewelry making, and it came this morning, so I had to try it out.
Louisa has to go. She has to go to bed in a bit. We are so
Okay.
thankful that you are here. We appreciate it. Lovely to have you. Come back anytime. I realize the hours are different.
Yes.
I'm not sure where is Louisa again? You're
She's
in
in Germany.
Germany. Fran is in the UK. She's just outside London. I forgot where Louisa was.
Oh, this is nice. This one does show up on the black
Yes,
quite nicely.
she's in Austria. Wonderful. Okay.
Austria. Oh,
And it's late or getting late.
yeah. That's further away. Isn't that further away than Paula is?
Thank you for
Paula's
being
in
here.
Amsterdam. We're very international here. Bye bye, Louisa. Bye bye. Thank you so much for popping in. I really do appreciate it. And there's Lumberjack Plaid to say bye bye to Louisa.
Beautiful.
It's an enrichening of the black.
Yes, it
With
is.
the Lumberjack Plaid, I find.
I want to see up at the top where it's just straight up. Yeah, look at that.
So stamping the second time has helped to that.
Yeah, and you may or may not remember that whenever you use it, but the difference in the
Between the two.
yeah, the difference in the base coats of what you put on really shows up there.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, if I don't remember, I can go back and look at this stream, can't I?
Yeah,
It's
everything's burner red. I like lumberjack plaid better.
Lumberjack. Well, the lumberjack has injured himself, obviously. So, it's stuff. I was just wondering how I could incorporate that, but that's for the grungy journal. No peacock feathers. I've got salvage patina, but I can't find the rest of it. Still got it somewhere in the house. Walnut stain. Haven't done the walnut stain one.
Oh, I
haven't done.
You posted in your group the package that you got of the pods. What is the purpose of those?
Well, they're meant for wreath making, but I wanted to try and see if I could get some ink out of them.
Ah.
Because I try everything. I mean, I pick up beech mast off the lawn all the time because it's nasty on poor little feet, and I think about my dog walking on them. So we try and pick those up. I've picked up oak galls. We're getting lots of oak galls this year. Lovely. So I'm getting those. And I just thought, I've tried beech. I've tried pine cones. I've tried the oak. Why not try the betel pods, whatever they are? Cracked pistachio. I haven't got that one.
Well, I'm thinking Ian needs to make you a mini fire pit out back so that when you could do eco dyeing and ink making out there without messing up the kitchen. You could have a dedicated.
I'm sure he'd appreciate that. So that's about those. It's 8:30 already. Gosh, I was enjoying myself so much. I'm just wondering if I can't do one more. Old paper. I haven't got old paper. See what I've got Salty Ocean. I could do Salty Ocean.
Okay.
And I can do, what's this? Walnut stain. I can do one for that. How many have I got left? I've only got 2 left. I've got to make some more. And I can do wild honey. I've got those 3 in the pads. Well, I've got 1 pad for the wild honey. I've only got the ink for the wild honey. But I've got both for Salty Ocean. So let's do that one. And walnut glaze. Yes, let's do those 2 then. Okay. Put these back. I'm going to do these. And then that'll be it, I think. doing those two will be quite enough.
Do you have those, Evie? She says she loves the walnut stain and wild honey. So you have those in the glaze or the sprays or oxides?
I've got paint. That's rusty hinge.
Oh, is that
I've got the spray ink wild honey.
Ooh.
I've got the oxide spray, and I've got the distress ink. But that's all I've got in
I
that.
forgot they had made a paint. So tell me what makes the distress paint what it is. I don't know the question to ask. You know what
Well,
I'm saying?
I'm not entirely sure. Louisa was saying that she thought it would just be a paint, but it's got a bit more to it than that. It's got more colour in it than you would expect from just an acrylic paint. So it's living the distress paint.
Did she use it in that series?
Yep, she did. She put it on a little card.
I must have missed it.
She put it on a little card.
Mm-hmm.
She did it. I think she did that in the same one with the re-inkers, like that and that. That's the walnut stain one, that one. But I don't have it in that one, in wild honey. But I've got it in that. So, not the inker. No inker. And I've got spice marmalade as well. That one keeps coming off. I've used that one already, and the flipping lid keeps coming off. That one's better. Pops on better. Anyway, let's get on. Pop that down there.
All right. Yeah, she has a playlist for this. It's under Swatch. In fact, I'll just post the whole playlist, the link for the whole playlist.
Uh-huh. That's
Apparently,
probably the easiest way.
Earlier, and I didn't hit send. There we go. There's the link to her entire playlist. Eddie says the paints have more pigment, are fluid, and dry quickly. If you spritz them with water while wet, you can create different effects. I like to spray, then lift with.
Well, that's what Louisa did.
Yeah.
Spray and lift with the cloth. Yes. That is a distress option.
So, part 4 shows the. Part 3 shows the refiller. Part 4 shows the paints, and part 5 shows the embossing powder and glaze. So there you go. Here's the entire series, the playlist for all of these techniques. Thank you, Eddie.
Yes, thanks, Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
I think Louisa said, but I can't be sure because I've got a terrible memory. I think she said that some of the paints live up to the distress name in that they've got different little bits of different colours, which you can see when you use the water,
Uh-huh.
Right.
Again, if you want to know what something does or how it does it or what would happen if, go do it. Get mad.
That's the best way to do it.
Yep.
And then show us. Yeah. We'd love to know.
I mean, you could spend hours looking for somebody's video on somebody else did it or tried, or you could just sit down and do it yourself and go, oh, now you know. Okay, Trish, thank you for being here. Thank you so much for being.
Bye, Trish.
I hope you have a good day.
Wi-Fi's wonky. Oh, we've had that. Yes, we had a lot of that sort of trouble.
So it's been flittering in and out this past weekend.
Just does. So what am I doing now? I can't remember what I'm doing.
Okay, walnut.
I'm doing vintage
or the blue.
I'm doing walnut stain because I haven't got vintage photo. So we'll do this one.
Okay. Hi,
Oh,
Lara. Yeah, Evie's still here.
Good-o. I'm glad Evie's still here.
Yep.
Hi, Evie. Evie and Eddie.
Thank you for all the thumbs ups. Thumbsies, upsies. Oh, is that
Yes,
dark?
thank you. Yeah,
You
too
know, I have
bad.
walnut stain. I don't have walnut stain embossing powder or anything like that. I just have a walnut stain left from for the inks.
Go on.
Yeah.
I thought you were
So
going to say you had a stain on a walnut table there for a minute.
so I'm really curious how this is going to emboss up. And against that coffee paper.
Went off the top as well. Okay, fine. The other one. Frugal Fran.
Frugal friend. What is it you say, honey? Frico frecker frigo. What do you say?
Pardon?
Time for this one to come on.
Ah, that's what. Yeah, don't ask me to repeat it.
Oh, I didn't hear what you said.
I can't repeat because
She's making note of it.
Well, yeah. Wait till she's done and then be louder.
Yeah.
Twizzle, twazzle, twazzle, twom. Time for this one to come home.
It
Ah.
it's some it's something from a cartoon from the '60s that he used to watch, and he remembers. So no dementia here. Just checking.
Doggy, doggy, and doggy day.
Then again, can you remember my name?
Who are you?
Nope. There we
I
are.
like,
There's walnut stain.
I like that one. I like that and the lumberjack red are my favorites so far.
I've not done the folder. I'm just going to write
Yeah.
on the back. I can always erase it because it's only in pencil, but that way I don't lose it and wonder what the heck's going on. Vintage photo. I keep picking this up thinking I've got this one. Haven't.
No, you use that as an example to show Louisa.
Yeah. The inner pages. That's what it was. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, Salty Ocean. Where's the other one?
Salty Ocean. That's the one. Yep.
I had another one. What did I do with it?
So the glaze gives it a look of I have some triple thick
Yeah.
that I used over dominoes, and
Uh-huh.
it's basically I don't have to heat it or anything to get that gloss look, but the glaze is so similar.
But the thing is, with triple thick, you've got to be able to paint it on with a brush. And the thing about distress is that as soon as you get it wet, it moves.
It levels up.
So,
Yeah, that's the thing with the triple thick. I have to be careful to be level so that it dries level and not, gobbled up in one area.
yeah.
Corey Dullman. Corey Dullman. Evie says, I love Corey Dullman. She always uses walnut stain, and her pieces are gorgeous. You know what, Evie? If you had a link, not at the moment, but if you have a link, could you send it to me or post it here? I don't know.
I'd like to see that. Yeah,
but I'd be interested.
I would too. Yeah. Makes you sticky, you know, wiping it off with your fingers like that. Yeah, I like Salty Ocean. It's a nice intermediate blue, a nice skyish blue. I've got Stormy Sky as well. I haven't got it in Distress glaze. But I've got the other colours.
Well, I like the mermaid one too.
Yeah.
But I gotta say the lumberjack plaid and the walnut stain.
I've also got candied apple, but I've only got the this Distress glaze, and I think 1 ink of that. So, oh dear. Never mind. Done it now.
You know, we were talking about the lumberjack plaid being like a Christmas red, but I look at that candied apple and it might be
It's another one.
Christmas red.
Christmassy. It is. It's not as dark. It's brighter, more scarlety, I think.
I was gonna say, it seems like it has a peachy color or a pinky color in it.
Well, when I've done this, I'll get out the ink pad I've got of it, and we'll have a look. And then I think that'll be that.
Okay.
That's the end of that one. Oh, candied apple. Salty Ocean is the one I'm doing.
Yeah, I didn't mean to confuse you. Sorry.
Oh, you did.
Well, blame me. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
She's my blame guru.
It's almost like a colonial blue, isn't it?
It's almost like a neon, isn't it? It's so
neon? Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Well, it's looking like it to me.
It's got it reminds me of a colonial blue, not Delft, but.
No, it's not dark enough to be Delft.
Right. Oh, but it is pretty there.
Lovely.
Could you imagine that with a mica in it? Ooh. Ooh. I mean,
I quite like it as it is, but
well, you tilted it a little bit, and it made me. There was a shimmer. It was like, is there mica in there? Do they have a glaze mica?
Well, I don't think so. I've not come across one, but you can always ring them up and ask them to make one.
It might be considered hazardous material if you have to take a heat gun to it.
Well, it's stone, isn't it, mica? Type of stone. It comes from rocks.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's going to worry it too much. You might bend it a little bit, but I've not noticed that. Not thought about it, really. Right, last one. And then we'll have a look at what was it we're going to have a look at?
I don't know.
Oh, you're supposed to be my memory. Come on.
I know. I'm processing here. I'm having a creative day, I guess, in my head. I'll go back and look. You just hang in there.
Just said it a moment ago. What did I?
You did.
Oh,
the paint. Did you mean the paint?
No,
No, not the paint.
it's another colour that I've only got two of. Candied apple.
Can't.
Candied apple.
We're all
I
right.
was going to get the ink out.
Yep. Yeah, Eddie's on top of it. Yeah, thank you, Eddie. See, that's why, you know what? Maybe I need a vacation and Eddie needs to step in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm full. It's time now. I have to go empty out a little bit.
So there we are. That's
All right, let's see.
Salty Ocean. And now I've got to do a card to go with it.
Not bad.
It's showing
Not
up the
bad.
blueness a bit there. It's got more depth of blue, I think, in there, and the black. It's not bad.
Write it on the
It's
back.
a very distressed look on the coffee
Mm-hmm.
dye plain, isn't it? And it gives more blue colour on the clear gesso area.
There you go,
Interesting.
Eddie.
Interesting. So I just got to write on the back of that one carefully because it's only just been done. There we go. Salty Ocean. So I got those done. So there's, no, that's lumberjack pen. There's that one. And where's my remnants? Come along, remnants. See, I've still got all this flipping lot to do yet. Never mind the rest of what's on there, over there. Jeez. But I've really only got the one thing of most of these. Like here's candied apple down here. It's just the distressing. All these are distressing.
But you don't have to do everything this time round.
No, but
I
I
know
will
you have to.
because they are the ones that I need to know I've only got a little of, you know.
And the ones you only have a little of are the ones you use the most. So, of course, you want examples of those.
Naturally. Right. So where's my doodah? There we are. Let's have a go with this. I'll get this out of the way because it's quite bitty, this sheet. Quite bitty. That's better. So we don't need the thingamy because I'm only using this.
No water.
I haven't put any water on. Do you not want water on?
I thought you did it with no. Oh, maybe you did use water. You did use water. Make sure it's water and not alcohol.
That's true. Yes, that's what you got to do. And not a lot. I don't like to use a lot.
Very nice. Oh, that is bright. This is the.
You can look at that.
This isn't the oxide. This is just the distress candy apple ink. Okay.
Yep, it's just the ink.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the ink of lumberjack plaid.
Oh, there's a definite difference.
I think this is brighter.
Yeah,
as
I
can
agree.
tell.
I think that's more Christmassy. Well, it depends on. I don't
That's
know.
more like blood. It's more like Christmas.
But I used to collect ceramic Santas. I used to have a
Oh
collection
yeah.
of ceramic Victorian Santas, not the newer, but the Victorian ones with the long robe and furry hat. And the red that they used was more like the lumberjack plaid.
All right. Well, it's only when you see it against something like the candied apple that you can tell that there's a difference, isn't it? Because until then, I'd have said that was Christmassy.
Mm-hmm.
But then you try it with this and you go, oh, no, this is more Christmassy.
Well, actually, yeah, it's more blood red than the lumberjack plaid. I just think it is. I just thinking Halloween is coming up, and I'm seeing bloody stuff all over. And yeah,
Well, I was seeing this one and thinking that the sort of lighter areas here are more like the serum in your blood. No?
okay. Oh, we'll go with that. You know what? Perspective. It's perspective.
Yeah. So I could do a bit more with that, but well, that's about it, isn't it? I've run out of ink on there
Both
now.
nice, depending on where you want to use them. If you want it toned back a bit and more vintage red, Christmas red,
I'd
then
say
I would go with lumberjack plaid. If you want it in your face and more pop out,
bright. Yeah.
bright red, then I would say candied apple.
Yeah.
How's that? I'm learning that the label doesn't do it justice.
No, it looks more orange in the camera there. It doesn't look that much different to my eyes,
Yep.
but it looks quite different in the camera. Yeah.
Using
Well,
using it on a paper that you would normally use it on, that you commonly use, is a good idea
yeah.
to test
Yeah.
it.
Yep. Well, these are just scraps from me making all the bits for these, you see.
Yep.
Making all the little pieces. So, and I've got some more papers here, so I can do some more copy paper. So I can do some more of these
Yeah.
ready for another go. But I think I'll go. I haven't done these yet, so I need to do these next time. And the paint.
And the crackle.
Walnut. That's rusty hinge. Gathered twigs.
So you'll do some crackle between now and
Yes,
Friday,
I'll do some crackle. Yeah.
and then on camera you'll do a quickie.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Yep. And we probably won't have time to do all of these, but I'll do some.
Right.
So, okie dokie. Are you coming back then?
I'm coming back. Yes, I am.
Good, good.
Here I am. With my plaid. Wearing my plaid.
Yeah. Which one does it go with best, do you think?
Ooh.
Well, actually, the slightly darker square goes better with that, but the bright square goes better with that,
Yeah, right?
isn't it?
Very nice though. Very nice
Yeah.
to know.
Pretty neat. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Well, there we go.
Thank you everyone for being here. We appreciate you.
That's it.
Thank you for the thumbs up. Lots of love.
That's all sorted. I'll just wipe that clean. Because I'll forget otherwise. I couldn't see it there, you see. There we go. All done. Da da da. End stream. Bye bye, everybody. Come on. I did press you. Come on. Thank you.